Hi, my name is Karen Randall, and I grew up in Dover, Delaware. I was the youngest in a large family, and we didn't really have a lot when I was growing up. We had a small house. We didn't have a lot of money. We always had a lot of fun, and some of my nicest childhood memories are from those moments when either one of my parents could spend time with me alone. And there were very sweet moments, a little few and far between sometimes, but always very, very tender. In particular, I remember my mother at nighttime before bed, she would make a snack for the two of us, and we'd sit at the dining room table, and often she would make sandwiches. And so I would have, she'd make me whatever was there, I don't know, bologna and cheese, peanut butter and jelly, and she would take a head of lettuce, and she'd peel off several slices of lettuce and put it in between two pieces of bread and eat it, and tell me how delicious it was. And I thought, that's a little crazy, I couldn't quite ever get that when I was a child. I thought, ooh, that's horrible, and so she would tell me that someday, when you're grown up, you're going to learn to love lettuce sandwiches. And I really thought this was some kind of reverse psychology, some parenting technique that she had come up with. But anyway, in the back of my mind, I always believed that this was the hallmark of being a grown-up, that someday, you sit down and enjoy a good lettuce sandwich, and that meant finally you'd arrived. I thought, okay, this is going to happen for me someday. And throughout my adult life, from time to time, I would try it, I'd take some lettuce, I'd put it between bread, I'd eat it and think, oh God, that's horrible, that's really horrible. And I even asked her a couple of times, so what did you do? What made it so special? And she would just shrug her shoulders and kind of laugh it off, and I thought she has to be doing something special, she has to have some kind of technique that she's using. Fast forward a number of years, and my mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. She came and lived with my family and I, and we took care of her until she passed away. But one summer night, the two of us were sitting at my dining room table, and she said, I'm hungry. So I walked over to my refrigerator, and as fate would have it, there was one slice of bologna, one slice of cheese, and a huge head of lettuce. And I thought, this is it. This is great. I know she loves these. I can't wait. So I grabbed a loaf of bread, I walk over to the counter, I start putting it all together, making her something to eat, making me something to eat. She comes over to the counter, and she looks at what I'm doing, and she said, can I tell you a secret? And I thought, oh my gosh, this is the moment. I am finally going to feel like a grown-up. I can't wait. It was all ears. I was trying to be very calm. I said, sure, go right ahead. She said to me this: I hate lettuce sandwiches. Do you know, when my kids were little, I used to always make sure that they had what they needed first. Usually all that was left was a head of lettuce. And I put it on everything I ate. And I always tried to convince my kids that I loved it. And I was stunned. And quite frankly, I was a little embarrassed that it took me 42 years to piece that together. But I said to her, oh, hey, look, actually, this bologna and cheese was for you. I made this lettuce sandwich for myself. She said, that's a relief. We walked over to the table, and I sat there and watched her enjoy her sandwich and eat her snack, and I was eating mine. And two things came to me. Number one, I was probably never going to have the opportunity to tell the woman that I had known my whole life how much I appreciated what she had done. That I finally figured out that she didn't do that because she loved lettuce so much, but because she loved me so much. And number two, I realized that change happens in just an instant, because just like that, I became a grown-up. Thank you.